Welcome to another edition of Politics Done Right. I'm Egberto Willis, your host. Today we're here with Thomas Haren, who's a bit too far. Come on in a little closer, my friend.
There you go.
Now we're talking. All right, here we go. Anyway, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Well, you are with a group called the First Liberal Cafe.
Yep.
And you said that there's something special about what you want to do. What is it that you want to do?
We are a small startup political media shop out of Minneapolis.
Okay.
But we've come up with a very, very large political strategy media idea for 2024.
And that idea is?
I was reading about Samuel Adams and how he energized Thomas Paine, Paul Revere, how they went around in the Revolutionary period and got all the writers, all the liberal writers, the anti-tyrannists, so to speak, to band together to write to all the other patriots and get them fired up.
Okay.
To throw off the chains of tyranny of the British Empire.
And you came up with the Liberal Cafe. And let me just...
Sure.
Look, liberals are just what... Liberals, progressives, however you want to call progressives, we always talk about gathering cats because it is so hard to get all these people with diverse views together on a platform. So I am with you on the idea that we need to somehow start learning about messaging better and putting our biases apart for a common good. So what's that common good that you want us to do?
For us, it started out as a compilation book concept to do the scourge of republicanism, which is basically a rebranding, redefining, and debranding of republicanism. It's no longer republicanism as it started this country. It's now a tyrannical, autocratic, all the money, more money than God, plus they think they're God. All that sort of stuff is now doing more damage to the economy and to the country than ever before. So we have all these writers that write for New Republic, that write for Daily Kos, MSNBC, so on. But the slice of our audience together is still minimal compared to Fox News and the 400 conservative talk shows out there. So how do we compete? Unless we cooperatively do something on one channel, one site, at least for the campaign. Well, how do we compete? How do we get our message out to the broad public?
You're in the right place to foment that. How do we compete? What's your idea?
To do a cooperative media campaign.
And how do we do that?
Two things. One, I think we need to write together. What are the damages? What are the myths? What are the lies? And we all have seen a million things Trump's done and the Republicans have done. But it's too large. We need to hone in on the particular damages, the particular subjects that resonate with people and the voters. What has the damage been to them personally? What is it? They blame the government, they blame immigrants, they blame black people, they blame everybody else for their problems. What is really their problem? Republicanism. The power of money that is really keeping them from getting to where they want to go.
So again, going back to your subject at hand, what are you going to bring to the table? I think you have some beautiful literature here.
Thank you.
You know, now how are you going to effect that? How are you going to?
I'm a political strategist, so I've done a political strategy memo, and I'm going to get it out to every quote unquote liberal media organization out there. And all the writers that I can reach. There's about 1,000 active, working, paid liberal media writers. They don't always like to be called liberal media people, but they are. In fact, they're media people first, they're news people first, and then they're liberal. I'm going to try and convince them that we need to work together on one project to hone in on that message.
Excellent.
After we get that message out there and try and educate, we're not trying to educate all American people. We're trying to get to 10% of the independents, the disengaged, the people that aren't listening. We need to talk to them, educate them about the myths, the lies, the damage that are caused. And after a few months of that, as we get into 2024, I think we will coalesce on the top 5, 10 of the messages that are going to work.
Now, how are you going to, like, you don't have a problem getting somebody like me involved in a cooperative that you want to establish of that nature. But I can tell you, dealing with a lot of progressive writers, a lot of progressive media folks, one of our biggest problems is not putting a little bit behind of our own
turf.
And in my case, I believe my turf is everybody's turf. That's how I
all boats rise together.
So my media, I feel like all are a part of it. So I'm all engaging. My question to you is, how are you going to get a lot of progressives who tend to be territorial too often onto that platform.
All I can do is jam. All I can do is try. All I can do is convince. Yeah, I've met a number of them here.
Right.
And most of them have been incredibly receptive. Will they get on board? I don't know.
Well, I think having somebody like you, because to put it bluntly, you were good and pushy when you came here and said this is what we need to do, and I think that's important.
Yep.
You believe in your message.
I do. One of the projects within this, Biden's a good man.
Yeah.
I think he's more liberal than what he would like to be out in public.
Well, I think he was made more liberal than I think it's a difference between saying he's liberal. He's a neoliberal.
He's been pushed.
I think became
absolutely
pushed to a liberal. Yeah.
But the reality is he's not a great orator. He's not a great messenger.
He's not an orator at all.
Right. God, could we bring Barack back? Could we please bring back?
Yeah.
We need to find another Barack.
Yeah.
Now, how do we do that? Are we going to let the political establishment decide who it's going to be?
We have
or
a lot
could
of
we do
Baracks
it?
out there. We have a lot of Baracks out there. I mean, I'll put it bluntly. I don't.
Mayor of Chicago is amazing.
Easy. The new mayor of Chicago is amazing. Even the governor of California is not only an amazing speaker, but he's an amazing tactician. I think he's still a neoliberal, but I mean, he is good at what he does.
Absolutely. We need a star.
Exactly.
Good, better, and different. We need a national spokesperson, and maybe it's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So one of our strategies with the media, with the writers, let's do a national vote for who that national spokesperson should be. Why can't we? Well, I mean, why can't we determine that?
And again, if
you're the American idolization
I agree.
of politics, why can't we just vote for it?
I think I had a friend that she had an organization, and she always talks about herding the cats.
Right.
I have my work to do. Rick Smith has his work to do. Many of us in the liberal media, progressive media, have our work to do.
Right.
Having somebody out there that's herding the cat, I think it's important. And if
so.
Thomas Haren's become the cat herder, I'm all in it for you, and I would be here at your service.
I was born and raised on a farm. I herded chickens. It's just as bad or worse than cats.
There you go, brother. So I tell you what, give me a closing statement, and then let's get out of here.
It's got to happen. We don't have any choice for 2024. We have to maximize what we're doing, and cooperative media is the only way to maximize what we're doing, to compete.
Cooperative, anything is always good. Thank you so kindly.
Thank you very, very much.
I'm
going to stay in touch with you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so kindly.
You're welcome.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share.